Tonight's video is part 2 of section 4.5 on U-substitution. The homework is 43 through 81 odd. It is a lot more of the same. It's just a little bit trickier. So let's just begin with a problem. So number 52. We're asked to go ahead and integrate this by using U-substitution. So it says the square root of tangent of x times secant squared of x dx. So I have to know how to do the antiderivative. So I let u equal tangent of x. The reason I let u equal the tangent of x is because I know when I take the derivative of that, it's going to be secant squared of x, which is what I want. So now I can go ahead and I can substitute for u will be the square root of u, or u to the 1/2 power, and du will substitute my secant squared x times dx. Now from here I just take the antiderivative, which I can do, which is u to the 3/2 over 3/2 plus c. I'm going to multiply by the reciprocal and substitute in the u. So 2/3 times tangent x to the 3/2 power plus c. Done. So that one wasn't bad. It's just like what we did today in class. Next, let's look at number 54. We have sine of x over cosine cube of x dx. I'm going to go ahead and scoot this paper up. So let's go ahead and let's think about what we need to take the u substitution of. So if I take the u of cosine of x, then its derivative will be negative sine of x. I don't want the negative, so I'm going to extract out the negative. I'm going to try substituting to see if that works. And so my u is the u cubed in the denominator, and the sine of x times dx will be replaced with my negative du. That I'm able to go ahead and integrate. First I'm going to rewrite it, u to the negative 3rd power. Now I'm going to go ahead and take the antiderivative. That's negative u, and I'm going to increase that power, negative 2 over negative 2 plus c. So a negative and negative is positive. That's a 1/2. That u to the negative 2 belongs down here in the denominator, u squared. In fact, I did not properly finish that. I forgot to resubstitute that. So it's 1 over 2 times cosine of x, which is my u substitution, plus c. There's the real answer. Let's try a couple more. Here are the directions for the next set of homework. It states, find an equation for f that has the given derivative, so I'm going to give you the first derivative, which is f prime, and whose graph, I'm talking about f, passes through the point given. So I'm going to write an equation for f in which they're going to give you a point that's on f, and that it has the particular derivative that they're going to give you, my f prime. So here's what they're going to give you, the first derivative, and on f they want you to create an equation f, and this point lives on it. Well, the way I'm going to get to f is I have to take the antiderivative, because this is the first derivative. To get back to the original function, I must take the antiderivative. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and integrate all of this in order to get my original f function, and then I'll plug in that point in order to determine c. So now what am I going to let my u be? That can be rather difficult. I don't want it just to be pi x, because when I take the derivative of pi x, it's just pi. That doesn't get rid of these. So let's try let u being secant pi times x. Now I'm going to have to go ahead and I'm going to have to use the chain rule when I take the derivative. So remember, the derivative of secant is secant times tangent. And for the chain rule, I'm going to leave it the way it is with the pi x. Then I take the derivative of the inside, which would be times pi dx. So it's really pi times secant pi x times tangent pi x. Well, that's exactly what I have. So instead of putting any u's up here, all of this is all of this. So I'm just going to replace it with my du. I'm going to integrate du, which is like 1 times du, which is just u. U plus c equals, now I'm going to substitute in secant pi x plus c. So I almost have my equation. The only problem is I don't want a c. So I have to substitute in this point negative, 1/3 comma 1. So f of 1/3, that's my x value, equals 1, this y value. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to substitute in 1/3 for x. I'm going to go ahead and try to solve that. So it's pi over 3. So 1 equals secant pi over 3 plus c. Let me scoot this up, getting a little low here. So I'm going to go ahead and rewrite that instead of secant, 1 over cosine of pi over 3. And cosine of pi over 3 happens to be 1/2 multiplied by the reciprocal, subtract 2. So now I know what my c is. It's c is -1. I'm going to go back up here and input that in, and actually right here. So f of x equals secant pi x minus 1. Done. I wrote my original f function that passes through that point, 1/3 1. Here's the next set of directions. It says find the indefinite integral by method number 5.